Man United, long since very early days, lauded for their capability to produce world-class to starting level footballers consistently under their academy projects, the Busty Babes, Fergie Fledging, and the more modern, the 2011 FA Cup winner squad. Some of the footballers that came out of Man United Academy able to reach some of the heights that many footballers envy to meet, like Ryan Giggs, David Beckham, Paul Scholes, where these players can be straight up icons how great of an academy footballers that Man United can produce. In the more modern times like Paul Pogba, Marcus Rashford, Danny Welbeck, and many more. However, for every Paul Pogba, the top talent that cash in their talent, maybe not Man United, but do see themselves achieve great heights, there were certain academy footballers that should have made it far into their career, but for whatever reason, they failed to reach their expected potential, whether it was toxic environment, their behavior approach to football, or overall expectation was too big for them. So in this video, we have a look on some of the Man United Football Academy that show promises but did not make it. In case you didn't know, what is up ladies and gentlemen, I'm Marvin, codename CM. Welcome to the Code United channel once again. If you, in any shape or form, stumble into this channel and somehow some way like this kind of content, do please like, share and subscribe to this channel, as each of your precious subscription will be a massive motivation for me to upload new content. And don't forget to ring the notification bell for every new upload. With that said, let's get straight into the video. The first player, a much low-key academy player, Darron Gibson. Born in Darron, North Ireland, joining Man United in 2004, he made his senior debut for United on the 26th October 2005 in the League Cup match against Barnet, coming out as a substitute for Lee Martin. But Gibson had to wait until 2008 to feature for the club again, as he was sent on loan to United affiliated club Royal and Rab and the Wolves. But upon his return, Gibson played a key role in the Red Devils' 2009 Carling Cup victory, with featuring in all 6 rounds and making 5 starts, including the final at Wembley against Tottenham. He then also fleeting some of the appearances in the Champions League and FA Cup. But it wasn't until the final game of the Premier League season the young Irishman made a name for himself, scoring the goal of the season contender in his first league start, secured a 1-0 victory against Hull City. From that point on, Gibson became a full-fledged member of Old Trafford first team and began to feature more regularly. One of his biggest moments came in the Euro Champions League, where the midfielder scored from distance in the Champions League quarter-final against Bayern Munich. Well, although Man United was knocked out of the away goals that night, Gibson's display was enough to impress manager Ferguson, quoted by The Guardian as saying in the aftermath, "His kind of contribution we used to get from post goals. He used to give me 12 to 14 goals from a midfield all time, but we haven't had a player like this for a while." Gibson's system viewed to be the successor for post goals, however, an advice from legend Bobby Charlton. But Gibson might not be rated highly for his maestro passing nor the controlling of the game like Paul possess. His shooting power might be rival or even better than a former English international, as the midfielder is known for his long-range goal. Review how Bobby Charlton once told him to keep shooting from distance, as nobody remembers the one you miss. This advice was an encouragement rather than a positive advice, but clearly altered how Gibson thinks, and he became erratic on his shot selection, consistently shooting from impossible angles given the chance. That was mocked by Darren Lampard by other teammates. But despite that, Gibson's fall from grace was not these antics, but his struggle with injuries, mental health and alcohol abuse. But after his impactful 2010 injury plagued him, and during the 2011-12, he was sold to Everton in January in an attempt to revitalize his career. Yet ever since his departure from Old Trafford, his career never the same, struggling to maintain form due to fitness issues, including a drink driving incident and a footage of him arguing with a fan, and subsequently retired on more what if note. Second were the more infamous Ravel Morrison. The English lad was no stranger to this topic. Morrison's first club was Fletcher Moss Rangers, but he was scouted for Man United Academy by the former United coach Phil Borgan. While according to Rio Ferdinand, United manager Sir Alex Ferguson thought he was the best player he's seen at that age. Morrison signed on as a first-year scholar in 2009 and turned professional on the 2nd February 2010, on his 17th birthday. Morrison during his time in Man United Academy had been praised countless times by the first team players, and by his other teammates, calling him one of the most natural talent in the football, as he possessed amazing feel of football and at the same time having unusual quality on the ball, being compared with some of the best footballers like CR7 and Waza. While he, together with some of the Man United more recent talent like Pogba, Lingard, Wilkin, helped Man United win the FA Youth Cup in 2011, where the famous picture was published. Despite the talent illustrated by the Englishman comment Morrison having massive trouble staying out of the issue in his off-pitch situation and personal behavior due to the fact Morrison had lists of legal history, including a handful of assault charges on his former GAF and relative, who are involved in controversy after posting a homophobic thread on Twitter. Plus, in the recent times, in just 2 years ago, he was pledged guilty on one count of fraud and how after he purchased a disabled parking permit and used to park in the Man City Centre. Besides that, Morrison was also a notorious figure within the club due to his unpredictable behavior that causes headache across the training staff. Well, on the 31st January 2012, Morrison signed for Championship club West Ham United and on a 3.5-year contract or undisclosed fee. And manager Sir Alex Ferguson told West Ham manager Sam Allardyce of Morrison, a brilliant footballer, brilliant ability, top-class ability, need to get away from Manchester and start a new life, showing that even Fergie really appreciated the less ability on the pitch but was heavily dragged on by his own attitude. Well, as time progressed, Morrison joined team to team and having spelled in Italy, Lazio, and funny enough, he had positive reception in almost every club he joined in an early stage, where many praised in terms of his footballing skills, etc., but faced numerous criticism on his off-pitch antics and attitude, making he did not enjoy his stay. As right now, Morrison played on the second tier in the UEA Football League, with many footballers that close to him making a podcast discussing what if he maintains professional and how far can he go. The last footballer that brought one of the best cast call and could be an exciting player for Man United was none other than Federico Macheda. But after being battered by Liverpool at Old Trafford and losing to Fulham on the road, Man United dropped to second on the league standing behind their Merseyside rivals, ahead of the visit Aston Villa on April 5, 2009, with the Red Devils down 2-1 and staring down on the barrel of the season-defining result. 17-year-old Macheda was brought in the 61st minute by Sir Alex Ferguson for his debut, but at a lackluster United managed to scramble equaliser through CR7 at the 80th minute, but never looked like winning the game as it takes to the 3rd minute of the stoppage time. Then Ryan Giggs played a ball into the penalty area for Macheda, who executed an extraordinarily swift touch to the wrong-footed Luke Young, and with the Villa defender taken out of the game, Macheda curled a first-time shot into the far corner that sent Old Trafford crowd wild. 6 days later, at Sunderland, Man United again at the verge of dropping points with the score sitting at 1-1 with 15 minutes remaining. Only 1 minute after being brought on, Macheda got in the way of Michael Carrick's tiny drive and helped deflected the ball into the net for the winning goal. Just 17 years of age, the Italian striker became a Man United cult hero in April 2009, and he was on top of the world after these two significant moments. However, Macheda was possibly solely known for these two moments in a 10+ year career, because after these two moments, the Italian striker was like missing in action, like off the cliff missing in action, and he was unable to make a breakthrough into the first team, subsequently make multiple loans to his hometown Italy and eventually leave Man United altogether, with a very unfortunate circumstance did not further make any impact in his career. He himself later admit that Cristiano was his idol and it was never enough for him. Ronaldo was working next to me, swimming on 1 hour, but at 18, I did not understand this big mentality. I did what I was told but was not looking for the extra steps. Macheda explained, indicate that his effort was far exceeded by Ronaldo. I never really fully reached my potential, never, Macheda admitted. My United career should be more, you got a chance, but I didn't take some or the more steps. The biggest regret is that I did not focus fully or work hard as I should. Well, this wise word could also say to footballers nowadays, as reach success requires sacrifice and consistent work, while else it will just flash in a pan. That's the end of the video. What do you guys think? Do you know some of these Man United Academy footballers and why they are unable to make it in Man United, or you have other in mind? Comment down below so we can have a discussion. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you all in the next one.